Hello, my name is Sherfey, and I'm going to be doing my rebuttal to my opponent's view that all drugs should be legalized. So he begins his debate by stating that fentanyl usage, since it's illegal, that dealers are getting a hold of it and they are stretching it out because they do indeed stretch it out because it's such a toxic and such a potent drug that's used to make other opioids. He believes that since it is illegal and people want to get a hold of it, that these drug dealers are getting a hold of it and they are giving it to the people that want it. And they are overdosing on them because they don't know how to use they just don't know how to make it safe. They don't have the proper education that other medical professionals have to make the fentanyl safe. And he believes that since it's illegal, people are overdosing from it more because they are going to those other sources. Even if it was legalized, if there were regulations put on it, just so we wouldn't be giving them to people who are addicted to it without a reason, like they don't really possess back pain. If there are some regulations, which he has stated that there would be regulations, they still would be going to these other sources. And since it's legal and buyers can have a more readily available source of it, they will be able to make more. Since you said that it is so potent that they use it and they stretch it out, they will be able to have more of it, and there will be more of it on the streets, so people can access it more. It'd be more available. They could access it easier. So that would be one way that it would backfire if you did make it legal and more people could have their hands on fentanyl. The second reason stated was the prison systems, meaning that most of them were full of nonviolent people just on drug charges, stopped for marijuana in the car, pulled out, or having methamphetamine, nonviolent drug users, people that don't really possess an immediate threat. But since these are people, most of them are drug dealers, so they are people that will actively get drugs and sell them to people. Even though they may be nonviolent, they still do have supply and they still do have connections and clients that they will sell these to. He also stated about treatment centers, which I do think is a good idea, just flat out would be a good idea, legalized or not legalized. But taking more money put towards treatment centers and taking some out from police forces would also be a bad idea if it was decriminalized. If all drugs were decriminalized, it would also be a pretty bad idea because, like I said, if people want these drugs and they don't have it for whatever reason, and they do go to people in the streets, if you take the money away from those police officers, they won't have the resources or the time or effort that they could spend to go to these people and get them off the streets and into a treatment center, or since you're not going to be placing them in jail, taking these drug dealers to a treatment center. And that leads right into the next point of the money spent on the war on drugs and how it should be placed into other places like treatment center, which it would be a good idea for the treatment center, but like I previously stated, it wouldn't be a very good idea to remove it from police forces or people that regularly patrol for people selling drugs like fentanyl. Also stated was that there would be regulations on things like meth, which if you do have a meth addict that you are prescribing these opioids and meth to, it would not be a very good idea because of the highly addictive nature of it. They would be going through withdrawal, so giving them meth would decrease the severity of withdrawals, but at the same time, it's also very dangerous. Even if you do give them an amount that's not going to kill them, it is going to deteriorate their bodies. Meth is very bad for you. As the CDC says, it can cause lots of sores and all kinds of bad ulcer firing of your liver and kidneys and things like that, which is very bad for your body on the inside and on the outside. Okay, so the next thing that was stated was the legalization of marijuana. And Yes, the way that things are going, it does seem that 100% of the United States may legalize marijuana, but as I stated in my constructive argument at the very beginning of the debate, that marijuana is most of the time used as a gateway drug. So people need that bigger high, the bigger, better high. They go to different drugs. And if everything is legalized, everything's going to be more frequently and readily available so they can get their next bigger high. And yes, there would be a more positive outlook if everything was decriminalized, because some people would not view it as a crime. They wouldn't view it, maybe if they're religious, they wouldn't view it as a sin because it's not a crime anymore, which would be very bad, because since it's not a crime and since people don't think that it's a bad thing, they will be doing it more, and they might do it to a level that would be lethal. But thank you very much. This has been my rebuttal. Thank you.